what? I have a special guest coming on tonight. Special guest. He's special to me because he means a lot to me. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now in Dallas, Texas. Yes, I'm officially back in my home now after everything that went on early this week. And I'm glad to be in my home so I can be here to give this interview with my guy, Howie Francis, aka the legendary coach of Midnight Express. You know, so just waiting for him to get in the building. But whenever he get in, he'll get in. I ain't worried about it. I'm pretty sure he'll just walk in here like how we do. He must understand the rules. There's a problem every minute. Every minute he's late, you got to pay that referee fee. You know what I'm saying? Got to pay that referee fee. How he got to pay that referee fee. You know what I'm saying? But just talking about Howie, Howie did a lot for a lot of us. Taking us off the street, playing in a lot of games. He saved a lot of our lives, whether people believe it or not. This man got a lot of kids in school. He didn't do unlimited, but he coached us at a very young age, and he made us believe that we were better. We'll tell you that story, and he'll tell you better than anybody. I was a baseball player. That was my thing. I was a baseball player, and for me to go full-time basketball was hard. But, this dude stayed on me, and he pushed me. And I got nothing but praises for this man because without him, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And I'm being honest with you. If I can bring that Midnight Express brand back, I would. And it'd be because of him. There are a lot of coaches that are doing what they're doing around AAU and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I mean, I give back to my kids. I coach my kids, put money in my kids' pocket. Only thing I don't do is pay referee fee like how we used to do for us. But other than that, I don't do none of that. But I ain't going to do too much of the talking because today is a celebration. I'm celebrating my first basketball coach. He's the only man that probably called me by my middle name besides some of my really good friends. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring to the stage Mr. Midnight Express himself, Howie Francis. What's up, Coach?
What's up, babe? How you doing, Al? How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm trying to get you on screen. How's that?
You look good, man. You look good, man.
Thank you. Little grays. I'm getting a little older, but I'm still here.
I see you got a lot of gray hair, brother.
A lot of grays, boy. A lot of grays, man. You guys put some of that on there, though. You know what I'm saying?
No. That was clean shaved then. That was clean shaved then.
But it was there. It was sprouting the roots. But y'all were great. Y'all were great guys. Y'all were great guys. Definitely.
But listen, man, I wanted to before we start the conversation, Howie, I really want to say this is a celebration, and in the celebrations, I don't normally drink on my shows, but because it's you, I'm gonna pop the bottle.
Pop a bottle.
And we're gonna have a drink because in my eyes, you were more than a coach, you was a father. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me off them streets, my brother. Thank you.
I'll drink to that. Thank you so much. And that's what it's all about, Al. Like, you guys, you and, you're doing your thing down there in Atlanta.
Texas.
In Texas, pardon me. Desmond doing his thing in Atlanta. You doing it in Texas. Sherwin's trying to do a little something out there in Ohio. Kenny starting his brand. This is how my legacy carries on. And I'm so proud of you guys. You just don't know. I don't even want to get teary-eyed. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
hey, this is for you. This is your
I'm really
celebration.
proud.
This is for you.
So proud, because that's what it's all about. That's what made it all worthwhile, man. Guys like you and all the other players that I had. So I'll definitely toast to all you guys, all you Midnight Express guys.
Midnight Express, baby.
Long live the Express, baby. Still rolling, still rolling.
So let's dig in the crates.
Yeah. I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
When did you start getting it? When did you start getting into coaching? How? Like, when did you start?
Well, I guess it would be, my memory's so bad, but I guess it would be it would be in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Myself and my boy Scott Jackson and a couple of them guys, we were playing ball. We went through the St. Francis, Assisi, my best friend Mark Haynes, all of us. We went through that. We played ball. And then we wanted to kind of do something for the kids, and we played on a team called the Blazers, and then I just got that name, Midnight Express. I think it was originally from a movie, and I just loved it, and I started out at Lefferts Park. That was home park. Big up LP Roll. Definitely
LP
Roll all the way, and we started, and I remember Lefferts, one of my first point guards, Carlos Easterling, went on to become, pretty good. And I had my boy Horse, big up to them. Yes,
yeah.
Horse. That was like one of my first teams. And, we were good. We were good. I was spoiled because Lefferts Park had ball players, man. Let me tell you, they really had ball players. And then after them, after that, I got Little Rumble, of course, Carlton, and that crew, they came through. And, Eddie Cottle and Scotty, Dave Benton, and, Brian Gaffney and Carlos. Carlos was a good point guard, but Carlos kept getting hurt. And, he kept getting hurt every time. And then I remember I got in touch with a kid and he brought down Booby McMillan, Arthur McMillan. A lot of people don't remember him, but he was a really tough little kid. And he came, and then I had Brian and Booby, and then I had Conrad and all those big boys. And then came the golden era, the golden era. That's when the park really sprung. That's when you guys came on, you and Sherwin and Kenny Archibald, Bags, and even Timmy, the Dixon boys, and Desmond, the little general. We had it all, we had it all. And it was great. It was really great. So that they just definitely started in the 80s.
You coach in the 80s?
Yeah. Started, because I got married, 87, my first marriage, and I was already coaching. I was a young coach then. And I was a little cocky. That's probably why you guys never got calls. All you Express guys, how we used to always get all the fouls called against us. Because I was kind of cocky when I first got on the scene. I was learning and, young, and I was barely older than some of my players, because I think me and Chris might be 4 years apart, maybe. So I I had a little edge to me, but then my players had edge. You know what I'm saying? They had to have that Midnight Express attitude. They were always respectful. They were never disrespectful, but they always had that certain edge. Like a lot of people say, "Oh no, I can't deal with that guy." I said, "Give him to me." Give him to me. And they had that heart, and we went into a lot of different tournaments, and we represented. And that can never be taken away from us. Never be taken away from us.
So out of all those eras, I know you got the golden era.
Yeah, the golden era. That's your era. That's the golden era.
I mean, there's talk about my era.
I don't want to say anything, because there's a lot of different Express teams. There's a lot. And that's what made us. There was a lot of good teams. There were. That's what made it so much fun. Gotta big up. Definitely got to talk about Ice-T. Our main rivals. Definitely Ice-T. You had defenders. I got enough respect for Frank Johnson. You had defenders with Moose. You had Kenny Kings. You had the Diamonds, who later came on. My man Delaga. And enough respect to him also, because he's burying you guys in the basketball community. He's burying his son today.
Yes. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Diamond family.
Rest in peace. Yes. Diamonds, and we had so many teams. I mean, everybody had their great players, but like I said, the Express was special, and what made us special, I think, everybody will agree, we had years of excellence. You know what I mean? Years of excellence. It was everybody had their time. Like Ice-T had the Donald Taylor and Eddie Cota era where they were good. And then of course Kenny had the Booger and so forth, but those guys. And I heard Kenny say one time he didn't want to lose anymore. So once they got to a certain, as he got older with those guys, that was it. But one thing with us, we stayed because we had generations. I didn't coach much unlimited. Once you guys got good and got really good, they moved on. But it was like a developmental field. So no matter wherever they went, whatever teams they went to, they'll always remember that they were Midnight Express. Because like Charles Jones, Selden Jefferson, all those guys, Michael Campbell, all these guys played with the Express. And then we had the guys from Lefferts Park. And, those are my hearts. They were homegrown right there in the park. We went everywhere.
How did we do all this without even practicing, dog? How did you? Well, that's one. And two, how you manage the egos on a lot of these teams, because you had some chuckers, dog. You had some chuckers that didn't want to pass the ball, man. So how do you manage? How did you manage having Bags, Sherwin, and Kenny on one team?
They worked together. But they worked together because you know what it was? We're family. And when that ball got tipped, we'll argue amongst each other. We'll talk. Oh, I should get the ball. But when that ball went up, it was one. You know what I'm saying? It was one team. And they definitely, it wasn't that much trouble, but it was kind of pleasure to have so much talent on one team that I could, because anybody could start for the Express. We can go deep. I could come in, somebody not playing good. I say, okay, I'll rest the starting five, bring the next group in. And we're able to manage. We were really able to manage. But when you say chuckers, you want to call some names? No, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Listen, I don't have no problem with calling no names. Charles Jones was one of the chuckers. Kenny Archibald was a chucker. Sherwin did his thing, was a chuck. What? Kenny was shooting from half
Kenny Archibald. Sherwin,
he was shooting.
Point guard.
Come on, Bishop Lachlan. Really? I played with him at Lefferts. I know he was jacking the rock up. Get out of here with all that, man. Don't even do that to me. Bags, get it in the box. Bags was not passing that thing out the box. You know what I'm saying?
Bags was passing it. Wow.
But those are all my brothers, and they'll be my brothers for the rest of my life. Always. You know what I'm saying? We share a lot together. Did you ever pick certain leagues or tournaments you wanted us to play in? Because I know we had two teams. I know we had that Kenny Sherwin type team, and then you had that younger team too. You always you didn't want to rush us. You never rushed us. You always waited for us to get that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We had we never had like an A and B team, but I had some guys that were like a year older, and then I would put them in certain tournaments and put others in other tournaments. We try to go in as many tournaments as possible. Because at the time, God bless my mom, I was living at home and I never really had a sponsor. Didn't really have a sponsor, so it was coming out of pocket. And that's probably why I never really went into unlimited, because as you got older, the expenses added up, and I was able to reach more kids by keeping it, young, the 12 and on, the 14, 16, and then also, you gotta admit, when you guys turn like 17, 18, y'all start checking out the girls, and all that kind of stuff, getting out of the games. At one time, somebody could call me and say, we need to express in the game. I could walk in the park, grab you, Tree, Carlton, Sherwin, anybody, But then when y'all, Benny, Big Daddy McCann's, anybody.
All day.
You know what I'm saying? But when you guys started getting the girls, which I got nothing but respect for that. So it's, it was good that the younger age group. And then as they got older, then they moved on to other teams. But like I said, it all started with Midnight.
Let's talk about that. How did you find Tree? Let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my man.
I hope you don't think I was going to let him slide by not having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Tree was a handball player.
He was a handball player. A handball player. 6-something playing handball. Can you imagine? And Carlton and them was like, yo, we got this kid playing handball, and he could, I think he could be good. And they were right. They were right. But I know you ain't talking because you were a baseball player. And when they brought you in,
we're talking about Tree. We're talking about Tree.
All right, let's talk about Tree. We're not gonna talk about you.
We can get to me, but let's talk about Tree right now.
Tree was a gangly, light skinned, creamy kid. But Tree had so much heart, so much heart. And he went from the handball court. He came out there, and he definitely did his thing. A lot of people, and that was the good thing. We had a lot of guys that were really, really good that a lot of people knew that played with gauchos and stuff like that. We had a lot of other guys that when they got on that court, it was all one, and they played so hard. I mean, you tell them go through, and you were like that too. Go through the fence, dive for this, do that, and you guys would do it. It was really great. It was really great. But Tree was a handball player. Take nothing away from him.
He was grew too. I think he was. Yeah. Tree could have been pro in handball. Know that for a fact.
Yeah, he was really that good in handball.
No, man, he was good, man. He was good.
So I took that away from him. Sorry, Tree.
Yeah, you needed to go. We needed to go play in our Broward tournament because me and him was playing handball together. You didn't have enough. And you came to the handball court and said, Tree, Tree was looking like, yo, I got a game going on right here. Like, what are you talking about?
Handball player. Right.
Next thing you know, we going up there. And literally, I tell everybody, it took Tree probably about a year. Next thing you know, this dude was jump shot, dunking, and everything after that one game. So
he was a natural
that work ethic, man. Yeah, that work ethic was crazy.
He definitely took it.
But me playing baseball, I mean, you converted me, and you said, you know what, you can't shoot worth nothing, but we're gonna make you play some defense.
Yeah, but that was true. You couldn't shoot, but you developed that after.
Yeah, but you made me play D, so that was kind of, the thing, and you just kept working with me. Oh, where does dude go? It done. See, Howie, you probably telling something you wasn't supposed to be telling. That's what it was. See, we should have stayed on Tree. That's the problem. We should have stayed on Tree. We would have never had this problem. So we're gonna get my man back. We're gonna get Howie back in a minute. We're gonna get him back. Oh, there you go.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, but we got disconnected. Yeah, you play defense, bro. You play defense, and then you develop. You always wanted to hold the toughest man. Give me him, coach. Give me him, and that's what it did do to me. You know what I'm saying? You were like that. Troy Johnson came after you. Carlton ahead of you. We always had those kind of guys that would relish the toughest assignments. Then you develop a little game because you're an athlete. You're fast. You were something like Little Rumble, like Carlton, except you had speed. Carlton was slow. Carlton was bad. But you get Carlton down in the hoop, give him down low, throw the ball down low to Carlton, and he could do his thing. But
that's Baby Barkley. That's Baby Barkley all day. I love Baby Barkley, boy.
Yes. I mean, 5'1"? Nah, he was taller than that.
You tell him that he'll have a heart attack. You tell him that, dude. He tell him that he'll have a heart attack.
But he would definitely go up against all the trees. You give it to Little. Then that's why I call him Little Rumble, because he rumbled. Throw it down to him, and then you had similar games to that, but you played D. You definitely played D. No doubt.
You got some people. You got a lot of people on here. You got my man G Garv on here. Atwell said, "What's up to you?" Look, Carlton said, "Really? 5'1"? I told you he was going to say that." You got Scotty on here.
Oh,
you got my man Bert, Dave, Eddie, Levi.
Eddie.
You know
Eddie
what I'm saying? Nah, not Eddie Cotter.
4?
Yeah, Eddie Michael.
Oh, Eddie Mike's. What?
Yeah. So you got the family on here, man. You got
Wow.
everybody on here.
Great,
The
great, great.
brothers are on here. They on here to hear you talk. I'm about to get you in some trouble right now, though. So
Okay. Here comes the trouble. I know it wouldn't be you if there wasn't some trouble. There has to be some trouble. It's good conversation. There had to be trouble.
I need to know that top 10. I need to know that top 10.
Top
know that
10
top
what?
10.
Midnight
I need
Express.
to know your top 10 Express players.
Wow.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna bail you out. Top 10.
I can't even name that, to tell you the truth. Not because it's just that we had so many good. I mean, there was a time when I could put out 10 just great guards. I mean, even in the golden era, your era, you know, I had the Dixon boys, Sherwin, I had just guards alone, Sherwin, Kenny, you know, then Bags brought down, we had James Myers, I had Glenn Young, James Myers, James Schaefer. I mean, just that. Then, of course, Charles Jones and Selden Jefferson.
I didn't know G Young rocked with Midnight Express. I didn't know G Young rocked with us.
Definitely. Yeah, little G. You know, we had a little Bed-Stuy flavor down there. We even had some flavor. Yeah, we even had Jamal Tansley had played with us, but loyalty was everything. I mean, he came down, he played, and Carlton and them. You know, he was an outsider in a way, you know, but I liked his game. But we all stayed true to the family. You know, we had Archie and some other guys, and we stayed with what we had. But Mel played with us for a short time. But
He's in the building. Garvin said, "Let's press. We're ready for the press. We're about to press right now."
Not the 2-2-1. That was what made us famous. I mean, if you didn't have guards, you had no chance against us. And everybody knew that. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Yeah. Sometime during the game, we'd score a basket and we'll go into the 2-2-1. And if you didn't have guards, and even if you had guards, you were in trouble. Because our 2-2-1 was a little bit different. We didn't quite play it the way it was always supposed to be played. You know, most 2-2-1s, as a coach, you know, we try to trap in the corners. We want to force you to the corners, right? We kind of made that first line make you pick the ball up, because a lot of New York City ball players, they either want to keep dribbling, and if they did, they would get it taken, or we forced them to pick the ball up where they weren't comfortable at all. And where would they pass to? Usually to the closest guys next to them. So that second line was our speed line, and that second line, we were just waiting. And when you made that pass to the nearest person, it was taken, and we were taking it up for 2 points. You know, so it was like a lot of the coaches played right into my hands because they were expecting us to force you to the corners, and you would come right to the middle where we were. You know, so it was interesting. And then we also played a regular, 2-2-1 if we trapped you in the corner. So it was a press, but it was also like a man-to-man on the second line. So it was ever evolving, and it was hard for a lot of teams to deal with because we always had athletes. I mean, I think you were the only fat guy. You and Carlton. You were the only fat guys we had. You know,
nonsense, man. Fat guy. There you go, man. Hey, Dale, he already told me. I made the 10, Dale. I made it. I made the top 10, Dale, okay?
You're in there.
I'm in there.
Carlton was fat. I'm not taking that one back. Carlton was always a little chunky, but he was tough in the post. But I had a lot of speed. A lot of speed.
That dude was like
when you
played truck, boy.
When you played us with the 2-2-1, you know, like we all had our identity. Ice-T, their teams was mostly size. They were very good on the boards, very good rebounders. We had great guards. I didn't have too many big men, but we would press you, turn it over, and we'd score, off of our guard play. So defenders had a little bit of both, so it was interesting. Like we wanted to play fast. I guess that's why you couldn't have a team called Midnight Express and be, slow, right? So we were fast. We were fast. We pressed you, and it was, that when you came, that for those, 32 minutes, it was going to be pure pressure, and pressure bust pipes or it makes diamonds. You know, we played. We definitely did.
Let's talk about Dunker's Delight, because that's something that you created. Am I correct?
Correct. That's true to my heart. Yes, it wasn't just me. It was a group of us. My boy Garnett Newman, Will Holness, and everything was at Garnett's house. Anthony Jackson and myself, and we came up with the idea. I think it was Garnett first said. We came up with the idea of making 3 points for a dunk. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a gimmick at the time, but it was something that no one had seen. You know, and we started at, a lot of people don't realize, we started right at the junior division. We started right in Lefferts Park, and the other division, Unlimited, was held at 320, and we did that for a while. And then after that, we did move to Wingate, and we became really, really big. At one time, I could safely say that Dunkers at one time was one of the, if not the best, definitely one of the best, as well as Kingston Park. Kingston Park, you had 8 Ball, you had Dunkers, and now Gersh is now carrying the throne. But at one time, Dunkers was definitely the place to be. I mean, 10, 11 o'clock at night, park packed. You know,
Mhm.
it was a great experience. It was a great experience, and Dunkers gave me a way of kind of giving back to the community as far as helping more kids, because I had my midnight. That was always my heart, but those are my
Yeah.
players. You know what I'm saying? But I could only do but so much with, you can't have 25 teams, because I sure couldn't be there.
Right.
You know, you know. But with the tournament, we were able to bring Crown Heights and big up Brooklyn. You know, we try to keep Brooklyn alive. That's why a lot of times, a lot of my teams, well, a lot of my fellow coaches, like X-Men, my man D'Artagnan, you know, good coach, Diamonds, and all those guys, they kind of went uptown and represented Brooklyn. And I was all for that. That was great. But I always thought that a lot of those uptown guys wouldn't come down. And it didn't make sense if they couldn't respect us, because Brooklyn had some of the greatest ball players. And I always thought that look out for your own. You know what I'm saying? Why should I go up? Why should we be going up there? Why not them come down to us? You know what I'm saying? Big up the 718. So that was the Mecca. That was our way of reaching the community. And it went on for quite a while. And a lot of people really bring enjoyment, because even now when I walk the streets, and when is Dunkers coming back? When is Dunkers coming back? And I got news. They might be coming back, because I do have it's a possibility, because they redid the park, and I have like my boy Mo and Mike Bruno, and we have a couple guys that are working on
I'm
it.
putting a team in. I'm putting a team in.
For Texas. Yeah. All right, no problem. No problem.
No, I want to coach the team in Brooklyn. Just whatever team. It got to be a Midnight Express team. I want to sponsor a team.
Okay, sounds great.
Got to be Midnight Express, though.
It's got to be the Express. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. So Dunkers really took off, and we had a lot of guys, and I gotta also thank Diamond. Speaking of Diamond, a lot of guys didn't want to come back to Brooklyn to play, and we had this tournament, Best of the Best, which was also in Wingate, where it was 1-game elimination. And a lot of the guys, Diamonds, came back down, and we had some good teams come down in there. We had Nick from Flatbush. We had a lot of guys, and I had so many different partners through the years in Dunkers. But a lot of them, like I had Miguel, I had 2 Miguels, I had Fatty, I had a lot of. And the last person I have to big up, Coach Jay. She was there with me down, towards the end of the tournament, and we were out there. Had Cass was there. And big up Wiz. I don't even know if you remember Wiz, Keith Branch, good ball player back in the day, but he was the voice.
He was the mic man. Yeah.
Exactly. He became the voice of Dunkers. And
you got your hold up before you finish that. I just want you to know you got your guy Benny is on here telling you what's up. Dwayne Archibald is on it. Dwayne Archibald's on. Hey, Dwayne, I'm going to ask him that question right after this. So hold on to that. I am going to ask him that question.
I think I know what the question is.
There you go. Forget the statement, brother.
Oh, boy. Dwayne, what does Dwayne want to know? Who was better between...
Who was the better Archibald?
Who was the better Archibald? Wow. That's a good one. I have some great brothers, but definitely the Archibalds was definitely there. They were definitely there. When you talk about brothers that could really ball, you know, they were different. They were different. Kenny was more street, hard nose, you know. And I remember talking to Frank because I had Dwayne. Dwayne was coming up after, and Frank was like, "Oh, he's soft." I'm like, "You're crazy. That kid has fire. You guys just don't see the potential in him." And he had the fire, just that he was a little more calm. While Kenny was more, you know, in your face type. You know? Yeah, Kenny had Dwayne had definitely had fire, and you just had to bring it out in him. And boy, you know, his jumper was sweet. I mean, that's a good one between the two Archibalds. I don't know, depending on what you wanted. You know, you had the fire and desire with Kenny, and Dwayne had a lot of talent. At one time, it was like not get upset, but at one time, I always wanted like Kenny and Sherwin and Bags and you and all you Tim, you and all you guys to go to the same school because y'all were all in that same age group. You know, and if we had just all stayed in one school, we could have won many championships. But the guys, they all split up, and pretty much in the
Kids went to Brandeis.
Yes.
Yesterday went to Bishop Lachlan.
Yes.
Bags went to Wingate.
Tim
I went to Boys High. Tim U went to Lincoln. So yeah, we was all over.
All over the place. And I mean, the senior year, Bags and all, they won the champion. They were going upstate, and I was so proud because you know they had won the public school, they won the Catholic school, the B division. So it was like Midnight Express was winning. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me a good feeling. You know, it really gave me a good feeling. But definitely, I thought Dwayne would ask on which team was better because there was always this debate between Dwayne and Kenny, and because I think the more talented team was you guys. The more talented team.
Why was we so talented?
You got, I mean, so many guys went Division I, so many guys went and played, you know, all over the place. I mean, as far as talent, I think that era was probably the deepest. I also had a very good one with some of my guys just about 8 years ago, 8 years or so with my nephew and Wayne Turner and those guys. Those guys won a lot of championships. But I think talented-wise, definitely that group, that era. That era was very, very talented, but everybody had talent. But Dwayne and them had Dwayne, Quincy Montrose, Mo, Frankie, Jabo. These kids, I think they won more championships. I would have to compare it to see who won the more championships between between the two teams. But talent wise, I think I'd have to favor Kenny's guys. But as far as championships, I don't know because it came down to I remember
Future McKnight Express. Future McKnight Express.
You gotta cut. Yeah, he'd be definitely playing with us if he was up here. Definitely.
You know that already. That's Coach Howie. That's my first coach right there.
Hi. And hi. And I love what you're doing down there, Al. I see that the Texas Rebels y'all are representing.
Well, I didn't want to go midnight. I went midnight until you gave me the approval.
Hey,
I wasn't gonna do it because that was one of the names, and I said I want Midnight Express because our colors was real simple, black and gold.
Black and gold, yeah. So I mean,
I said, but you know what? Let me wait till I get the approval from the OG. Once I get the approval,
the OG is giving you official approval. Anytime you guys want to use that name, because you guys carry on my legacy. You guys definitely do it, and I'm so proud of you guys. So definitely, you can definitely use that name. That way,
when we go to Florida this year, I'm gonna get some new uniforms made, and we're gonna be going under Midnight Express.
Wow, that's big. That's big. Do respect that. Definitely do. But I like the things that you guys are doing. Like I said,
you got Junie Sanders in the building, and he never get on the internet. He never get on the internet.
Not my boy. Yeah. Now we could talk about players that got away. Junie.
He said nothing but respect for you. Big up, nothing but respect for you.
Same thing with him. I mean, he helped. Junie helped Him and the Nike. Well, at one time they were Nike Express. I think one of the first tournaments that Junior and them ever won was right in Dunkers when we first started it. And Junie and Tony Springer and Dean and them guys. And there was enough respect for Brian and his guys. And then later Fig and all that. But enough respect. They helped to really, even when, we didn't have, big trophies, nothing like that at that time. They helped to really keep Wingate Park alive. I mean, teams would come down to see these guys, fly. I mean, I remember one time sitting there at the table, and I swear it seemed like this kid, like Junie's head, was above the backboard. It was like, wow. They were very talented. Junie's one of those that definitely had enough respect to him and that originally Nike Express, which became Nike One. And we go back, like Brian and I go back a long way. And I'll tell you that story later. Because we got to talk about the rivalries. Because everybody wants to know why.
Today's your day, brother. Today's your day.
Everybody wants to know why Ice-T and Midnight Express had the rivalry. But we're gonna address that. And Brian will definitely co-sign me on this. Brian and a guy called Kim Carey, he used to coach high profile, and we were rivals because Express Ice-T was good. They were good. Take nothing away from them because they were good. And what happened with them? We had a team in the tournament called, well, I'm sure you know because you played over in there when we played in Brevoort. Okay, in the Sonny Lewis Malcolm X tournament. And we were undefeated, and Nike One was undefeated. Right? We finished first in the East, they finished first in the West. And what happened was, God bless the dead, Sonny would call all the coaches and say, okay, have your team out here. Have your guys out here. So I remember we went out there, and they were holding their D&D. And D&D was tough. I mean, I remember we're walking in one day, and my kid's going to play, and we're walking over a dead body, that they hadn't taken out yet. That's how tough D&D was, And I definitely got to go. I got to get on Carlton, too, about that. I'm going to go back to that story.
Take your time.
This is the rivalry story. So we're there waiting at some guys, Kraft and Ferguson, at Country, my boy Reg, another tough player. Carlton, we're all out there, we're waiting to play. And while we were waiting, Kim Carey came in, and Kim, he had said, yo, why are you out here? I was like, I'm out here because Sonny said to be out. He said, well, no. You guys were undefeated. You won your division. Because Kim was the one that was in charge of the juniors part of the tournament, right? So he said, you guys are undefeated. You play tomorrow. So I told my guys they can go, so they can go. So a lot of them left. I think a few of them, Carlton might have been there, Dex. I mean, Scotty there was a few of them still there. And the rest of the team left.
I'm laughing because Carlton said we lost by 100. He said something we lost.
That one. That's the story we got to talk about.
Okay, but finish that story. That's why I was laughing when I saw that pop up.
Carlton and them, when Carlton punked out. Well, we can talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, you can finish that one.
But yeah, so we're there waiting. Like I said, I sent the guys home, and Sonny said, "Coach, get you guys ready." I'm like, "Get my guys ready." So after the game, he said, "You guys got to play." I'm like, "But Kim told me that by this time Kim had left." So, I guess they gave us the forfeit or whatever. And I explained to Sonny what happened. He said, "Okay, maybe we can straighten this out. Come tomorrow, bring your guys. Come tomorrow, and we'll straighten it out." Because I don't know why Kim told you that, but yes, you were undefeated. And mind you, we had beaten Ice-T by like 26 points. They couldn't touch us in that tournament. I mean, at that point, we were just so much. We were the team, And they came out, and Kim came in, Kim and Brian, and they came out, Junior and all those guys, and they played against Ice-T. Now, mind you, I don't know if Junior was there, but they had another guy. I can't even remember his name, but he'd gone to 5-star camp. I think it's Al Harris or something like that. They weren't at full strength, and Ice-T managed to beat them by 1 point.
Mm.
they refused to play us. You know, even Sonny, God bless the day, was saying, "Coach," you know, because Kim and Brian, that's why I'll always respect them, because they were like, "We'll beat Ice-T and we'll play you guys because you guys never lost on the court and you don't deserve, you know, it was a mistake and you don't deserve to go out like that." Right? And Frank and them refused to play us. They refused, Frank, which now I can understand later. You know, he's looking out for his kids. You know, if you lost by 26 points to this powerhouse team, shoot, if we got a way to go to the championship without having to play the Express, why not? You know,
who was on that team? Who was on that Express team that was so dangerous that, you know?
Oh,
I'm sorry. I just want to know.
Yeah, we had Dave, Scotty Pep, we had Eddie, we were really good, and we were strong, real strong in that tournament. And I mean, when we played, even when we first showed up, they were like, "Oh man, this is a junior team. Oh, give them the championship." You know, we were really strong. You know, and they didn't want to. They refused to play us. And even with Sonny trying to convince them to play, Frank was like, "No, we're not playing them. We're going straight to the championship." And if it had been an Express, we would have played. That was the difference. But I can't fault him. You know how my guys are. We would have played.
Oh yes, we don't back down to nobody.
Back down for nobody. But he was looking out for his players. You know, it wasn't his fault that, you know, it wasn't Ice-T's fault. Got to give that to them. I can't. You know, it wasn't their fault that the mix-up had happened. But they didn't want no part of us. And then of course they went and beat the Crew because they went to the championship. They beat the Crew, which wasn't as good a team in that tournament. And of course they wore the jackets into the park. So from then it was war. It was war. So even through the years, even my nephew and those guys, they don't understand the rivalry. I mean, because after Eddie and those guys left, Ice-T was very good, you know, by this time. And we beat them, you know, by 50. But they just didn't understand the passion I had to beat them. They were like, "Uncle Hal, come on, these guys are really on." But just that they carried that name, you know, and we had to punish them every chance, you know, we got. And they were good. They got some wins against us. It was a rivalry, and that's what a rivalry was all about. But that's the one tournament that they say, you know, as a coach, I remember losses more than I remember wins. So we had a lot of wins, a lot of championships, but it's those ones that get away. As a coach, you know, as you coach, and you know, those ones that get away, you say, "What could I have done differently?" You know, but that was the first time that I felt powerless because my guys didn't get a chance on the court. And we knew we were the best team. And just the fact that they won the jackets, I mean, that was it. You know, because before that, we would share players. I mean, he would even ask me, "Oh, could I lend him this one, that one?" But after that, it was on. You know what I'm saying? It was on. Either it was midnight or you with the team. You know, and then they also beat us. it was one or the other.
Carlton said you tried to get them killed.
Yes. Okay, now back to that.
Yeah.
I'm just having a conversation with Al.
Oh, so just to go before we move on, Junie said had to be locked and loaded against Midnight Express.
Yes, indeed. And it was the same way against Nike Express until they changed the name to Nike One. That's why I gave them, you know, give them the big ups, the most credit.
Junie, salute, King. Salute, Junie.
Yep.
I was on that Nike One team, June.
Yeah, they were tough. They were definitely tough. They were definitely tough.
I want to say this to you, like, playing for you was different because if somebody pissed you off, a coach or a referee, you would be like, "Yo, let's get the dogs on them now. Now let's not let up."
Yeah.
And we going the whole game press. Whole game press.
Yes, indeed. And we punished. And we punished. That was our way of getting back. That was our way of getting. And that kind of, I guess, irked some people because we had a little that edge. And I would I sort of changed. I got to be a better sport as I progressed as a coach. You know, there was a time, and you don't know. I'm sure as a coach and a lot of other coaches, when you walk in, you know, and your team is feared, and you know you're like you have like all this power at your fingertips. Right now you're the most powerful man in the park, and at any given time I could throw the 2-2-1 on you. You know, it was a great feeling. It was a great feeling. And then I kind of got a little class, and I didn't. If I had you down, I wouldn't press as much.
You
And
got weaker with the young boys. Get out of here, man. You got weaker with the young boys.
Maybe that, but I think I got a little
You
more
didn't
class.
let up when you had us. How?
No, y'all didn't let up. Y'all pressured.
You had us like pit bulls.
Yes.
We would go to tournaments with 5 people. We
Five,
were pit bulls.
and play the whole game. I
The
don't know.
whole game. And you'll go, I'm not calling no timeouts. You ain't do nothing. I ain't calling no timeouts.
You're right, Al. You know,
I remember everything.
I'd probably be arrested for child abuse in today's state.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No doubt. Because
there's a couple of times when you said, don't get no water. Which I get water for.
Yes.
We not up by 25 yet.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Oh, see?
Yeah, you were there. You were definitely there. And then go from there, jump on bikes and ride over to another game and press some more. Have 5 over there. Yes, that was us. That was us. That was me.
You got some things in there, Hal. And I got, we got so much Midnight Express family on here. I'm trying my best to read everything. Junie for life. You already know that, my dude. That's nothing even to talk about. Carlton said, respect to you. Howie, I love you. So you got a lot of brothers on here, man. Your brothers. We got a question. It said, what was the best coaching game all times and why?
Ooh, the best game that I coached? Well, I'll try to answer that one. The one that I know that I definitely would have liked back was when the very first Heineken Championship, when Ice-T beat us. And I think Carlton had played. I didn't have all my guys. We had so many guys. I think a couple of guys played with Ice-T. And I kind of lost control. I had Sean Scarsburg, Groove, Todd Chalmers, Booby. I had a great team. And everybody knew that was going to be the championship. And they did beat us in the championship. And my guys, I lost a little control. My guys argued with each other. And that was one that got away. So that was probably one of my worst coaching experiences. As far as one of the best, like I said, the wins.
Hey, Do Harvey said you ain't want to pick him up for games. So I don't know what he's talking about over there. What Dude talking about? Dude, you was in the park with us, baby.
He was in the park. And that was the great thing. I could just run to the park at any given time and say, let's roll. Let's roll. Finish your statement.
Finish your statement. I'm sorry. I got so many people that's asking you questions, man.
The best coaching. Ooh. Well, I could tell you one of my best wins.
Okay.
One of the best wins. Well, there was definitely beating Ice-T. Anytime we beat Ice-T. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we beat Ice-T. I didn't care if we lost any other game. But there was other rivals too. There was the Defenders. I mean, I remember Moose's team. We beat them. Youth Service. We owned Youth Service, and we had many rivals. And they would come in, and we'd do our thing in Youth Service. But there was a tournament that I bring to mind. I was thinking about it today over in the Y, where 2 of my teams were playing.
The one in Flatbush or the one in Monroe in Bed-Stuy?
The one in Monroe. And we were playing against my 2 teams were playing. It wasn't even a championship game. So this is definitely the biggest during the regular season, besides beating the main teams like the T and those guys. But it was regular season. We were playing for first place. And my older team by a year, it was a 16-0 tournament, and I had just had one of the best 14-0 teams pretty much in Brooklyn. I mean, we were so strong. We won about 5 tournaments. We took tournament of champions, and they had moved up to the 16-0 group. So they were 15, but I already had the defending champions at 16 and under. So I made 2 teams. So my 15-year-olds, they weren't used to losing. My 16-year-olds and my nephew was on that team. Wayne Turner was on that team. And then my son and them were on the younger team. So it was we're playing them for first place. And this was when I really lost my temper at the team. I mean, I used to get upset with y'all, mostly tell y'all to put pressure on the team. But
Yeah,
these guys, we weren't. You remember that, huh?
yeah.
we 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 weren't playing. We weren't playing. We were kind of sleeping. I had Kayvon Clayton. That was my only big man. I had Malik and Jermaine. You know, love those guys. Jermaine, Malik, my nephew Tyree, Wayne. I mean, we had a great team. And they had like my son and Bubba and these other kids. And we were playing against them. And they had us down about maybe 20 at halftime. They were killing us. You know, it was embarrassing. And I remember taking them down into the downstairs we walked off the court. And we're the first place team, you know. And they were undefeated too, but everybody expected us to win. And I really got into them. You know, I really got into them. That was like the first time I really was cursing and you know, I was like, where, you know, you guys are Midnight Express. Where's your heart? You know what I'm saying?
You don't curse like that. If you cursed it, everybody knew you was pissed.
I was mad. I was really pissed. Because normally I don't,
Yeah.
you know, I don't curse.
Oh.
And I carried on, you know. I was like, you know, you're letting you, Wayne, letting your little brother and you, Tyree, your cousin, you got no respect. I said, if y'all don't go out there and we don't make up this thing, we're going off the court. Because if y'all don't want to play, I'm not going to coach, you know. And boy, that second half was a different story, you know. And we only won.
Okay, Carlton. Okay, Carlton. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him.
Carlton wants to know about that game. Oh, when I called him a pup?
Well, first,
Uh-huh.
Benny said Howie was a big bro, pops, uncle, best friend, coach, any given day. Much love. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ben. Much love. Big Daddy McCants.
So now somebody else. Okay. So Carlton wants to know midnight tournament, 1995. How Tree came in the park and he was the #1 pick.
Yes.
Tree, you was the #1 pick?
Yeah, I think Tree was #1. Now that tournament, that was also a very good tournament. Now what happened in that tournament, right?
Hold up, before you say that, Scotty said you was mad at me and subbed him out for not throwing it to Conrad. What's Scotty talking about? You didn't want to pass the ball to Conrad?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I subbed him.
But he said you subbed him. Bert said he remembered that.
He remembers that? My apologies later.
You got my boy Hal. You got my boy Hal from up top on President Street.
Mm-hmm.
He's on here. Carlton, what you want me to ask him? Did I ask it right?
Oh yeah, he wanted to know about the midnight tournament. Now that tournament.
And then he said, Dwayne said he appreciates you for everything, Howie.
Definitely, he's quite welcome. Quite welcome.
Howie, I said, brother, this is your celebration, my brother. This is your celebration.
Thank you so much.
We on here as long as you want to be on here.
All right, sounds good. Well, they now Carlton with the tree thing. I remember we had this midnight tournament. One of the governors had instrumented it. They were giving basketball tournament to keep the kids off the street, but we couldn't bring out.
Boogie said what's up from Nike One. Boogie said what's up from Nike One. I'm sorry.
Tell Boogs I said hi. Tell Boogs.
Jack said what's up. Ronald, he said what's up too. I know I'm just trying to read everybody. I'm trying. Boogie, what's up, family? You know we Nike One too, but it's Midnight Express tonight.
Yeah, they what happened with this tournament? We couldn't bring our team in.
Oh,
so it was a draft. He said
you dunked. Scotty said you were supposed to dunk on Conrad and he finger rolled it.
Oh, well, that might be it. I might have been pissed for that. Yes, that I could.
That sounds like some Tree shit too. Tree would do some shit like that too.
Yeah,
Tree would do some shit like that. I love Tree, but he would do some shit like that too. Tree would finger roll that shit, and then he'll. Yeah, Tree, you do that too.
Patrick Ewing finger roll stuff instead.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Let's talk about the Midnight Express.
So, what happened in this tournament? We couldn't bring our team, right? But it was a draft. And everybody was trying out, and they had 8 coaches. Frank was one of them. I was one of them, and some other guys. And I was picking. I think I picked 8th, and Frank picked 7th, right? And then what they did, 1 through 8, and then you'd start in the next round the eighth person we pick first. So we go 8-7 back to 1, and then 1 back to 8. So my guys, we all went up there. So we're
Yeah,
playing.
you picked me 8th.
I don't know. Were you on that team when we won the chip?
Yeah, you picked me 8th.
I picked. Okay, in the 8th round.
No, first round, 8th pick.
Oh yeah, I picked you first.
Yeah,
Okay,
I made it.
Went because
I made it.
But you made it. What happened with that tournament? We went in there. Excuse me, I'm walking around in the house. But we went in, and everybody was playing, and they had some players. They had some decent players, but they weren't Midnight Express or Ice-T, And then we went into the draft room, and these coaches was picking, they were picking all these other guys, and I was like, what? And I was so surprised I was able to get almost all my players, because my players just because they knew they just relaxing, they're playing, and I was able to. Oh, that was, and Ice-T, Frank was able to get just about all his guys.
Yep.
So I remember smiling to him. I was like, we're like, what are these guys seeing all these other players? We're like. So I told him, I said, I'll see you in the championship.
That's right.
we knew on draft night. I mean, guys was playing hard, and our guys was just. And sure enough, we went undefeated. I think we beat them one time in the regular season, and then we met them in the championship. And we beat them in the championship. We did beat them in the championship. So that was lovely, because it was Midnight Express Ice-T rivalry all over again. That was lovely.
We knew when you was the coach, how he's picking us. Don't play hard.
Don't play that hard.
So it was funny because like you said, they had the open run.
Yes, it was open run.
So dudes would be like, "Yo, man, y'all know how he's picking us, right? It don't matter what round we go, Howie is picking us. We not worried about nobody else.
Right, nobody else. I didn't know y'all had planned that. I didn't know y'all had.
We already planned it. Howie, if you notice, some dudes didn't even show up because they knew you were picking them.
So I was like, when I was able to get my team, and Franklin, so we're like,
Carlton made Levi cry. Levi, you need to talk about that. But that's another story.
But now talking about Carlton, now back to when we went to D&D. Now in that same gangster tournament, this was D&D. It wasn't about the D&D tournament. We were playing, and I was so upset because we were playing a bunch of ringers, and that's one thing that the Midnight Express we never ran. I had you guys playing up. You guys would actually play up. To older guys. And then when y'all was still playing, they would be like, wait a minute, this guy's still in that age group? Yeah, because he was too young for the age group before. So we were playing these guys. I mean, these guys drove up to the game. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be like 16 and on or something like that. And I remember they bunch of ringers, and they on the layup line, dunking and doing all this other stuff. And my guys weren't backing down. We're like, okay, bring it. And the game started. And here we are, we're hanging with them. They're like, yo, wait a minute, these little young boys is good. And then I think we made the mistake of my big man. Well, I had Crafton Ferguson then too, but he had a friend with him. And our big man dunked on one of the kids. Right? And we were killing these guys. We were making these old guys look bad. And little did I know that when my big man dunked on him, on the kids, they had pulled out guns, and they had told my kids, they better not win the game. So here I'm coaching my tail off, and I'm noticing my team is not playing the way Midnight Express can play, and these guys came back and beat us. My kids just quit, and I couldn't understand it until after we left, and I was like, what happened to you guys? Because we're so, we were good, we're killing these guys. And it was like a big turnaround, and sure enough, Carlton later told me, coach, these guys is talking about shooting us, and that's why and that was the first time I ever seen, an Express team, but for good reason, but I didn't know that because I'm on the sidelines. I'm not, over there. On
Carlton laughing right now. He laughing.
Carlton jumped out. Him and Dex and all those guys. and that we lost that game. Yes, we got it. We lost that, but we would have killed those guys. We were killing them, but we made the mistake of dunking on them, and that was it. So I definitely remember that. I remember that. Bring back fond memories. Fond memories.
Benny said him and Dex left early.
Oh, they punks. See, they punked out. That's what they said. I know definitely that game there was, they were definitely playing, and these guys they were thugs, and sure enough they threatened us, and I mean there was also, I mean there was times. There was another time when this was, I don't think you were playing, but I know Eddie and those guys were playing, and we had and I think Myers, I think James Schaefer. I think the school was called 324, and we were playing a game.
Mahalia Jackson. That's Mahalia, right? Isn't that Mahalia?
Was it 324, 390? It was
like youth service.
No, not youth service. No, youth service. We definitely.
Oh, that's down the block. But you're talking about 324. I remember 324. That was on Gates Avenue. That's where they did Do the Right Thing. That's where they did Do the Right Thing.
Oh, okay. I think it was 324.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we're in there, and we're headed for a showdown with Kenny Kings, and everybody knew that it was going to be us and them. And we're in the playoffs, and we were blowing this team out. And sure enough, we were blowing them out. My juniors had left already, and my seniors.
Yeah, G, my bad.
We're blowing these guys out, and then we started playing around. Right, and they were the home team, and they started coming back, and made it a game. They were coming back. But then we regained control, and they need to stop the game. So they were fouling, to try and send us to the foul line, because most New York City ball players don't like shooting foul shots, but we had pretty decent foul shooters. That didn't work too much against us, but they would figure they would foul us, and we go to the line. And one guy fouled my big man Sedell really hard and knocked him down and stuff. And Sedell, and they picked the guy. I can't remember the kid's name, but he had played like in a tournament with me. Nice kid. But he had fouled Sedell really hard, right? And the kid, he picks Sedell up, right? And somebody in the stands is like, oh, later for that. You should have, don't pick him up, F him and all that stuff. I don't want to curse on your podcast. But they were, they were cursing and carrying on. So Sedell kind of looked in the crowd and sank the foul shot. I said, let him pay for it. And he sank the next one. And then he kind of looked back at the guy in the crowd and ran down. We didn't think nothing of it. No harm, no foul. So sure enough, my guys leave. And I went into the office with Larry Majors. God bless the dead. God bless Larry. Great guy. Went into the office, and we're talking about who our next game would be, and when are we gonna face Kenny, once we get past everybody. And all of a sudden the doorbell rings. Right? The doorbell rings, and the custodian lets these guys in. Now they come running in, and the only person that was there was Sedell, and I can't remember, another big man was with him, was Sedell's friend. I can't remember. He was playing with us, and myself, my little son's mother, I mean, she was pregnant at the time, and Sky, Anthony Jackson, my boy, and these guys came in and they started swinging on Sedell, right? So I jumped in, not realizing I was trying to just grab the guy to no need to be no violence or anything, and then they started swinging on me. So I got to defend myself, and then my baby's mother, she wants to get in. Thank goodness, Anthony pushed her, Sky pushed her into another room, so that because she was pregnant and everything, and the grace of God, they had us. There was no outs. We were just there, and Larry Majors and his brother, they were trying to protect us. They probably, them and God saved our lives that night, because these guys, they had us dead to right. One person said that they saw a gun. I didn't see the gun, but they were talking about cutting us. I saw a knife and so forth, and it just stopped all of a sudden. They had us dead to right, and it's just like grace of God just said, no, this is not happening. And sure enough, they just stopped and walked right back out like nothing ever happened. And that was definitely a turning point. But
I want
definitely.
to give you a shout out. NBA player, now coach at Lutheran, right? What's the school, CJ? I want to make sure I get it right, brother. Charles Jones is in the building.
Oh yeah.
Original Midnight Express is in the
Yeah.
building, aka Chuck. You know,
Definitely original. Definitely original.
CJ. He
He
said
was
thanks.
also baseball, but he was playing a
Oh
little.
yeah,
Yeah.
Charles. Listen,
Charles is
we played
baseball.
together. We played
Yeah,
together.
Charles was an athlete. So
Third base.
y'all make the all baseball Midnight Express team.
There you go. He played. Oh, it's our Severe Lutheran. That's where he's coaching at right now.
Yes.
He's there. He's there. Shout out to you. Big things over there, brother. And
Yes.
Charles played third base and he pitched. We called him Doc Gooden when he played.
Good. Yes, Charles was a baseball player. A lot of people don't realize that. Then he came, he was playing with the Express. Yeah, he's Charles, his older brother Tick, he was never one of mine. He got real good after his senior year in Tech. But Charles was mine. Charles, Mike Campbell, definitely got nothing but love for CJ.
Charles said, thanks for never asking for he said, love both of y'all for forever. He said something else too. He said, thanks for never asking for referee fee.
Yeah. And that was the thing, because we didn't.
But he also said, Howie, I'm gonna give you some more props because this is your celebration. He said, you're the reason why he do this. He's a coach now, he's a trainer, and he's one of the best in New York. And he said that's the reason why he do what he do, because of you, Howie. It's a lot of respect, brother. I'm trying to tell you, man.
And Al, that's what it's all about. Guys like you and Charles and Sherwin and guys that carry on the name. You may not be the Midnight Express name, but you carry on the legacy. So even when I'm gone, you guys will be there taking up the mantle. You know what I'm saying? And coaching kids and giving back to the community, because we need more of that. We definitely need more of that.
Definitely.
It makes me so proud. Later for the championships, we won a lot of them, but the fact that you guys are still at it, even now the old guys going down, because I haven't coached in a while. Oh, I haven't coached in a few years, but my grandson is now playing. Yeah, my grandson Xavier.
You go.
Retirement about 4 years ago, and he had me coach the little team, and we went undefeated, and we lost in the semis, and that hurt. I forgot when we lost.
I know you don't know what that is like.
Yeah,
Helimo, love is love. Howie, pure love. Basketball intensity. Midnight Express for life. We have a question on the table.
Yes.
And one of the question is, how did you get Biz to play for us?
How did I get Biz to play? Because Biz and I was playing somewhere, and I don't know if it was it might have been. I remember taking him out to Cromwell, and we were playing. And I said, "Lo," and this kid's attitude and the way he played, and he came and he wanted to play, and definitely came and played with us, and he was midnight, right from then. And one thing with Biz, before he became half man, half amazing, a lot of guys used to have him just trying to be just a big man, just stand in the middle, grab rebounds and stuff. And Biz, one thing I was glad he did give me props, and it was good to hear from him that was the first coach that made him face the basket, and shoot the jump shot, put the ball on the floor, give that freedom, because I always thought basketball was kind of positionless. You had guys, because I had for instance, Carlton, so small but so strong down low. When I had guys like Todd Chalmers, Biz, who could be strong, but they could also handle outside. So I allowed him that freedom to do that, and he put in many.
He think he wanted to play with Carlton.
Who's that? What was that?
Benny said he think he wanted to play with Carlton.
You wanted to play with Carlton?
That's what Biz came. That's why Biz came.
Could be. But I know when he came, he never left. He was midnight, midnight Definitely, definitely. The Midnight family extends really, really, really large. But it all originated in LP. It all originated in Lefferts Park. You know what I'm saying? It all originated in Lefferts Park. And the guys from Lefferts and so forth, nothing but love, nothing but respect. Because it's not just my
But Howie, but you ask for a lot too, Howie, and I will tell you. What I mean by ask for a lot, you wanted us to be there. You wanted us to be on time. You wanted us
Yes.
to be respectable. You wanted us to be in school. That was very important to you. You never, if one of us cursed, you checked us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you never wanted us to be disrespectful to anybody
Mm-hmm.
because you always said, your character builds a lot. And you always kept that in line for what we did off the court, not just on the court, but off the court. And,
Right.
and, and that speaks a lot for your lineage on how we pursued our careers after basketball, after playing for you. I never thought I was going to be a coach. I'll be honest with you. I never thought in a million years, but I knew my philosophy was real simple. Play hard, play aggressive, teach anybody that wants to play basketball and always give back and never turn down anybody. You never turn down anybody, Howie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we had room for you,
If you wanted to play, you wanted to play.
Wanted to play. Yeah. Yeah. And that was important because, we needed somebody and some teams there to play for. And even if we had to, some go here, some go there. And we had so many different, I mean, we'd be in 2-3 tournaments at the same time, some over there, but it was fun. And I lost some kids. I lost some kids to the streets, but there's so many more that I was able to touch. There was so many more that. So it's not just my celebration or a celebration of me, it's a celebration of all of you guys, all those Midnight Express players, that passed on the lineage from each other, to the next group and then the next group. And we always were tough on the court, but we always carried ourselves with a little class. That's all I always wanted. And then even though we lost some to the streets, there's a lot that are doing big things like I said, like you guys are doing. And then there's people walk up on the streets, and I remember one kid, I barely remember him, but he's like, yo, I think you saved my life, and you never asked anything, the referee fees, tournament fees, whatever, but you saved my life. And that's what makes it all worthwhile. That's really what makes it all worthwhile. I mean, I could have had so much, because I always had a job and stuff. I could have material things. I could have had a lot more, but I had my teams. I had my teams, and I didn't know how to. One bad thing about me, I was never a good businessman as far as, asking for money, asking for sponsors and stuff like that. If I had been a little bit more, because I'm more shy, more just me and my guys, me and my team. So I was never one to go out there and ask for this, ask for any help. And maybe if I had done that, maybe we could have been even bigger, because we were pretty much at one time, we were like the Riverside of the Gauchos, between us, Defenders, Ice-T, and Diamonds and so forth, and Nike One. I mean, if we had just had like one gotten together and kept that basketball right there in Brooklyn, we could have been really, really special, as far as.
But that's what made us unique, Howie. You made us a family. You made us a family, and we got brothers that's on here. We got brothers for the rest of our lives through basketball. You know what I'm saying? We got brothers on here through basketball that we can take with us for the rest of our lives, that we can never change that. Like, we might not have speak when we played, but that's a Midnight Express brother. We're going to always be there for our brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. Just like Junie said on here, battling against each other made us Brooklyn killers. Like, we got up for the Nike Ones. We got up for the Ice-Ts. We got up for the Diamonds. Yes. We were killers against each other.
Oh, definitely.
And it's just, you did this, Howie, and like I said, man, it's a celebration. This is your flowers, and I want you to get it. And I want to salute Tree for making this happen, but I couldn't sit here without you, dog. Like, I'm being honest with you. Like, I can't. I don't take credit for nothing without putting you next to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why I want to
Wow.
do something. I want to do this Midnight Express reunion. I want to put you into the Midnight Express Hall of Fame, and you deserve it. And I want to get our brothers together, and we can honor you like you're supposed to be honored, like a king's supposed to be, because that's what you deserve.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, and you see those kind of words? That's what makes what I did worthwhile. It really does. That's what it is. That is makes it all worthwhile. That Midnight Express will always carry on. The legacy will carry on. And you guys will always have each other. And you'll always have those memories. Because they can't take that away. You know, we were there. We lived it. You know,
Lived it.
we lived it.
We lived it.
To run from park to park, play this tournament, play against all these teams, you know, and then still come home, argue with each other, and get up the next day and go back to battle. You know what it was like to press all game, all that, and they can't.
Brother Diggs is on here. Said he played for Midnight Express.
Who's that?
He said he never played for Midnight Express, but he appreciates you. Said he appreciates you. He said he never played.
Who is
Trevor
that?
Diggs. Trevor Diggs.
Oh yeah,
Christian Ford, UNLV. That's the homie.
Yes, indeed.
Brevoort legend. Legend.
That was one of my favorite tournaments in Brevoort. I mean, that tournament, like I said, we went on. That's a championship I never got. We went undefeated twice in there. One time we forfeited out, and then of course the other time with Frank and them with Ice-T not wanting to play us. But we had many wars in there. I mean, I remember when they had never seen when I brought James Myers and James Schaefer with the team over there. Schaefer had his own song, you know, Schaefer jingle. The guy, you know, he had these two white boys, you know. And
how did you get them two? That's another thing. How did you get them?
That was mostly to Bags and those guys that played, I think, with Tiger Balls also. And they were telling me about these kids, and I was like, yeah, you know. And usually, if my guys bring you down, you know, you must be good, and they want you to play. You know, it's like we were very tight knit. And sure enough, we brought them down. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, all right, what these guys got? And they were tough. And they gladly went into, and I got nothing but love for them. They went into the heart of the hood. You know, can you imagine? You know, and yes. They put on a show. I remember one time, you know, Schaefer was tough, and I remember when Myers, little Jamie, shook somebody, shook them. They were like, I think I had Sherwin and those. Oh yes, nicely done. we had Sherwin and Kenny and the usual. I don't know. I think I might have had Sel, Charles. I had a few. And then I brought Myers in off the bench. They're like, where was this little white kid? And then he shook somebody, sent them like into the almost into the stands. Oh my God, even the little white guy is good. You know, yeah, and they performed. They definitely performed. Why you never took us to Rutgers?
Like, was that around at that time that we couldn't go to Rucker Park? Because we never played in West Fourth either.
Yeah, we didn't go. See, that came down with the not wanting people from uptown didn't want to come to Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
That kind of hurt me too, because I even heard players like X-Men and me and D'Artagnan go back a long way, and I was trying to get them.
He's on here. DT's on here. He's on here.
D'Artagnan. We started out with Mr. Miller and all that. And what happened, like the Midnight Express became
salute. Rest in peace, Mr. Miller.
Yes. And we almost came like a funding for X-Men, because once they got to a certain age, like Mike Campbell and Charles, and they went uptown and played. So they were like the uptown representative up there. And I kind of concentrated on staying in Brooklyn and playing in Brooklyn. But some players, they didn't even want to play in the 718. You used to hear Brooklyn guys say they didn't want, and that hurt me. That you would disrespect playing down here in Dunkers, you know, but you take it, you know, go uptown to West Fourth, Orchard Beach, and all that. But then the Diamonds came back down, and they came home, and Nike won. They always supported us, you know. So I have nothing but respect for that. But we did go
Oh,
uptown. I did take like after you guys. I took like Tyree and those guys. They went uptown, went and played in the team tournament. We had played against the kid for Georgetown, Jeff Green, and then we lost the championship for that one. We played in the pro style up there. We won the GOAT a couple of years.
I remember going up there. Yeah,
Yeah, we won that a couple of years.
that's
We were
slanted court.
on too. But the traveling, I mean, it was easy to jump on the bike and run around Brooklyn, but now we had to go uptown and then have guys uptown, guys downtown. And it was just at that time, it was just me, basically.
It was just you. There was no other coach.
Yeah, there was no other coach. So it was hard. And then I remember one time letting Dave coach, and he went up. I don't know where he took the team, but he went up there and beat some team by 72 or some nonsense like that. And he wouldn't take the press off, And by that time, I was like, God, Dave, you didn't have to do it like that. But he's like, oh, this is great.
He got that from you.
No, but by that time, I was good. I would never punish a team that bad. I mean,
also, your boy Bags is on here. I'm gonna give you the three questions that he's asking from YouTube.
Boy. Big Bags, none but love.
He said he love you. Don't forget about Stacy. We got to talk about Stacy Castle.
Yes. I got to.
And he said, we got a lot of chips over here. How about the home? All those chips. Then he said, name that top 10. I ain't the only one who want that. I ain't the only one who want that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I am not the only one who want that.
I can't choose between my players, babe. I can't do that.
Oh, you know what? Let's do generations.
Just your generation alone. I got 20-something great players. Just your generation alone.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, speaking of Stacy, I wanted to talk about that. I remember that was in Lefferts Park. I remember when I met him.
I know, D'Artagnan, I'm starting problems. I know, because it's hard for you to do it with the X-Men. I know you are. It's hard for you.
But D'Artagnan and Kenny and those guys, well, D'Artagnan did have the little X-Men, but their guys, they grew up together.
Troy Johnson.
Oh, there's my boy, Troy Johnson. Yeah, I was about to talk about Troy and thing. I remember that was the mouth of the express right there. That boy went through. I mean, he would go through the walls with me. Troy was that guy that I could put to get on somebody. Because I remember same thing over there in the park, in Lefferts Park, and the team came in, and we were playing. We were getting ready to play this team, and I remember them saying, "Oh wow, there goes Bag's cousin. There goes Stacy Castle. There goes Stacy." I'm like, so I look over at this kid. And I mean, he looked like a total nerd. I mean, glasses, the goggles. I'm like, who is this guy? So then they Stacy's good. Stacy's nice. So of course, Troy said, yo, I'll hold him. And that's one thing I love about Troy. He took the assignment. And boy, Stacy was tough. Up and down the court. Stacy was giving it. And Troy was still on him, And Stacy was tough. And I had to sign him up after that.
Yeah.
Troy didn't back down at all. And then he was family too, Bag's family, and that just added to the powerhouse, because like I said, we had great guards already, and then we had Stace and Sherwin, Myers and Chafe and Glenn Young and it was a beauty to behold.
I got one more spot.
That was a great era.
Which Dixon brother was good?
All three of them were good. All three of them were good. But
Andrew was a problem, but Andrew didn't play that much. Andrew didn't play that much. But all three of them were good. But as far as
Craig, the Dixon boys, the two younger ones, kind of remind me a little bit of. Craigie was a problem.
Timmy
was nice with it. You know what I'm saying? Timmy was really nice. Craig Craigie was more fire and desire, similar to like how Kenny
Craigie was older than us.
You know,
Craigie
real
was older
tough.
than us, so I didn't play with Craigie.
Yeah,
I played with
but
Tim.
Tim probably had the best athlete, most athletic. Craig and Andrew was athletic too. Andrew didn't play that much, but Craig, he was definitely more athletic. But as far as skill wise, Tim was probably had a little more skills. I think Craigie will even tell you that Tim had as far as skills. I think Tim was one of the greatest scorers to ever come out of Lefferts school. I didn't even realize that because they had some really good players. You know, and Tim, I think after Sherwin, Tim was tough. Timmy was slow.
Because after Sherwin, because Sherwin, when I was playing it, I was in 6th grade. Sherwin was in 8th grade. Tim U came in after that, and Tim U just turned up a different notch, boy. I remember sitting on the bench watching Sherwin play against Selden when we played against 390. You know what I'm saying? Different ball game. You know, it was just crazy.
Yes.
Somebody wants to know on YouTube, do you remember who brought the smoke to Wingate Park to run with us?
Who brought Jermaine Smoke?
Who brought smoke to Wingate Park? Yeah. Who brought
probably Jermaine Smoke. Yeah, that was another one that was really tough. That with Ambrose, they were at bad
Ambrose, Big Rose.
Ambrose and them had brought, and Junior, my boy Junior, my little cousin, they brought smoke. And this kid, I mean, he was one of the best 15-year-olds I had seen around that time. I mean, he had it all. But then he had gotten, he'd gotten fat after a while and so forth. But as far, he was tough.
You keep calling everybody fat, man. We will leave.
You see, I still didn't put on that much. I just got older.
No, you just got a lot more hair on your face.
Yeah. They said I look like a Muslim or something. That's that coronavirus here. I can't cut this yet. Soon. But Jermaine Smoke. Yeah, Junior. I think it was Junior that booked.
Ooh, this is really good. Benny said Express had the only guards that could outplay Booger and Glenn from the start.
Yeah, we were deep. And Glenn even came over and played with us after a while. But yeah, there was a time that I put my guards up against any guards in the city at one time. I mean, when you think about
it's funny. My teams now that I coach are guard heavy. Heavy. My son's a point guard. He can play all 5 positions. Everybody around him is a guard. I make them play the ball, bring up the ball, and everything. Says, I'm trying to tell you.
That's all. I'd love to see you guys play. One time, Books was special. Take nothing away from Ed. Smith, he was tough. He was tough. Boog was always tough. Boog was the only guy I know that could score 2 points.
Remember
Hector. What?
Rest in peace, Hector. Rest in peace, Hector.
That was the great defenders team. And they had Rima, they had Corey Williams, Gucci, the Dancing Bear. I mean, those guys and Hector.
Right.
Youth service was one of it. I mean, blessed Moose. He ran a very, very good
tournament.
To
my King Moose. Salute King Moose.
That was really, yes. Hector was tough. Corey was tough. I mean, Spider, they had a kid Spider. I mean, everybody had players. It wasn't, when you came, you knew it was on. But we had a lot. We had a lot of players.
I got a question for you that's going to stump all this.
What's that?
Who was your best leaper?
Best leaper, like straight off the floor?
I think it would have to be. Who was your best dunker?
I think, wow. I had a kid, Thomas Manzano. He was tough. But I think Eddie Cottle might be the one. Leaping Ed. But I had a team with Dave, Scotty Pitt, Dave could fly. I had Conrad. I had this kid Brian Gaffney, Sean Scarsborough. I mean, we were dunking up a storm. They even had a team. It was kind of a Midnight Express team because I couldn't coach them, but dunk +1, where I had Booby and Brian. It was really +2, but Brian could dunk a little bit, and then all these bigs around him. But I think my highest, probably most explosive, is probably Eddie Cottle.
You know what, Howie? We ending this interview. We ending the interview now. This is some bullshit. Because I'm sorry. How you don't got me and Carlton in this? You know, I feel disrespected right now, bro. Like, yo, this is disrespect right now, bro. Like, oh, you just know me for defense and you don't put me out there as a jumper. Like, what's up with that, bro?
You a leaper, you a power dunker. I'm not gonna take that away. Even Carlton, a lot of people, like, I know.
You remember Bernard? Remember Bernard?
Oh yes. I forgot about Bernard.
Bernard was a problem, boy. Yeah.
That can fly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bernard was very explosive too. Yeah, I had a few leapers. Yeah. Eddie, I slept on Eddie.
Ooh, Garvin want to know who the best shooter was.
The best shooter?
Kenny Archibald.
I think it's Kenny. I think it's the Archibald boys. I think it's probably Kenny.
Sorry, I got to go with Kenny on this one. Sorry.
I think it's Kenny. Because Kenny.
Sorry, Golf.
Kenny was.
G.
G could shoot too, but Kenny, I think, was probably the best pure shooter. Yeah.
Wait up, Benny. You gonna go with Cottle first, me second? Cottle was an original Midnight Express. Benny.
Eddie Cottle was Express.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Eddie. So Big Daddy Benny agrees with me. Yeah, I think Eddie.
He does. I got some people going. Dwayne Archibald, my boy Hal. Going, Hal saying, Dwayne Archibald was a better shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Dwayne Kenny. Dwayne was the Archibald boys. Both of them could shoot. But
he said because that was his big man. Benny, that don't count. He's older than me. He's supposed to be your big man. So G Golf want to know who was the best defensive player. I told you, Howie, these questions are coming for you, baby.
Best defensive player. All right, let me go back.
Stop. Just say me. Stop. Just cut the deck. Me. Just say it.
I could probably do a top 5 in that. Top 5 or top 10 in that. I could get an all defensive guard because I had good defense, like of course Conrad and those guys are blocking shots.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about guards.
Yeah, definitely.
You were in there. Carlton was tough in the pole, but Carlton couldn't hold you from baseline to baseline. You, G, Gavin, I'd put on.
G played some D.
Had a kid named Booger. He was like for that age, for that era, he was my lockdown guard.
Oh, a lot of people saying Sherwin.
You could play Sherwin. Used to get a lot of steals. So in that era, Sherwin's definitely in there. Sherwin's definitely in there. Sherwin had them quick hands.
Shaba was in there.
Shaba
was in there.
I had Quincy. I don't know. They came after you. They used to call him Pick the Pockets when he was playing.
They came after us.
Quincy. Yes, he was special when it came to if I had to lock somebody down. Like I said, Troy would take on the assignment. There's about 10. Okay. How many is that? About 4 or 5?
Hold up, Howie. I think this was a Duncan's Delight game, right? Or was that a 320 game, Tree? I need to know because I remember this game. So hold up, Howie. I got a beef with you. We're going to talk about this.
I don't remember.
Tree was benched. No, you remember. Me and Tree was benched in a championship game.
Yes, really? Did we win?
Well, I'm trying to wait for him to see, but I'm trying to figure out where it was at. It was youth service. Yes, it was youth service.
Oh, definitely one day.
Me
But
and
what?
Tree was benched. We played all the regular season. You got to the chip, and your homeboy showed up.
Who's
Me
that?
and Tree got benched.
Who's the homeboy?
It don't even matter. You benched us.
And I see you still feel away. I benched y'all. You know, I never benched nobody where they didn't play at all. But your playing time was limited.
Howie, listen.
You remember that?
You forgot.
You remember, Ruben? You
forgot.
remember? Was your playing time limited?
If anybody's closer than your son, it'll damn sure be me. I promise you, you benched us. And I was so mad because Sherwin and Bags and Kenny showed up to the game. Schaefer showed up. Yeah, see, I remember the roster. Don't get me to go into the roster because
Let me hear it.
I said, wait a minute. He got us all out. We got them here averaging 20 and 25 a game. Now we can't get 3 minutes.
Oh, come on. You're lying.
We didn't play.
There's no way that I sat y'all down. Because we always had new, fresh guys going in. You're lying. You're lying. You probably didn't get as much playing time as you might have gotten in a regular season because we were at full strength. But there's no way
we didn't play, bro. We didn't play, bro. You know what shirts we had? We had the pink shirts. That's how I remember. We had the pink shirts in youth service. That's how I remember.
I got to ask Moose about that. We got to go to the book. See, and the one bad thing, we didn't have video for those. You know, imagine if we had video.
We didn't. I wish they did have videos of
so we could
the
see
things that we did, the things that you did. And I see all these documentaries that's out. Howie, I see all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve one.
Thanks. Appreciate you saying that.
Forget Netflix, Hulu, and all that. You need to be a hood documentary because everything started in Leffers Park. That's my home. That's family. It's going to always be my home. I'm going to always brand that LP for life. But like I said, we're going to always be family. That needs to be a story told because you did for us what a lot of other people wouldn't have gave us the opportunity. People would have looked at me as a baseball player. Yo, you just go play baseball. Don't worry about it. Tree was doing handball. Hey, don't worry about it. But the fact that we all knew each other in the hood, which was close-knit, which we still are, you know, because I make sure when I come home, I see my family tree. I see you. I try to see all my brothers that I can get in contact with. I showed up to Leffers the other day, that time when I was up there to represent, and I donated shirts, whatever I can do. But it ain't about me. That's my park. That's my home.
That's your home.
You know, and I want you to know that you deserve that. I don't like the fact that you put me on the bench, put my boy Tree on the bench. But you know,
I remember that.
But I'm gonna do this for you. I'm still gonna celebrate because you're my king.
And I'm gonna drink that. But I got to big up Shannon. I got to big up Shannon because I mentioned
Shannon. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I love the way you're doing the tournament. Let me know what you need. I'm a part of it all day, every day. Just let me know what you need.
You know, he's another legacy because I mean, him and Mo Vegas Headley, they carried on. Like I passed on my express guys to Mo, and he became the Vegas All Stars. And what Shannon is doing in the park, he asked me to help him with that. And then, like I said, and you doing your thing down there in Texas, and my boy Dez, Little General. Right. Oh, did I tell you that the one that got away? The one that got away was Eddie.
Tell me who got away. Tell me about the players that got away from Midnight Express.
Well, as far as that never played, well, Eddie was definitely one of them that got away. Junie, I didn't know Junie. I didn't know Junie until I met Junie to Brian and to Sonny, because he was like Sonny's son. And I always wanted him to play with us, but he had his teams that he played with. and it was nothing but respect because we just went to war, and Junie was Junie, you know. But the one that got away was probably Eddie Coda, and I remember General Desmond bringing Eddie over, and like I said, my players don't bring players unless they really wanted them to play, and he brought them, and he's saying, "Yo, coach, how this guy's going to be good," And I remember looking at him, but I didn't have space. I didn't have space,
You
and
turn somebody away.
I didn't have space. I mean, we wouldn't have got to play, because especially in the youth service tournament, because that was our house,
Yes,
and I didn't have another
yes.
team to put him on. So he went and played with Ice-T, and he was the one that single-handedly, between him and Eddie Marlin and Les, a lot of people
Les.
get it. Yeah, the trip, he helped to, and then with the Taylor boys, helped them to really build their little legacy. But imagine, and he was originally rolling with the Express, because most of the Ice-T guys came from 320 and up the hill, while most of our guys came from down left.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, he got away. And then, but before I stopped coaching, he came back and he played with us. I think Frank had dissed him, so he came back home to the Express and he played against Frank. I thought Frank was going to cry in peace games.
Oh, we played at Prospect Heights. Was it Prospect Heights? We played peace games.
This one was in. Yeah, we played peace games, but I think this game that he played, the championship, was at 320, and we punched him. But yeah, Eddie was definitely one that got away from the Express. He could have been, but then if he had played with us, then there'd have been really no real competition as far as from Ice-T and defenders. So it was good the way it worked out. Enough respect, and then he went and played for my favorite team, North Carolina. So enough respect to him.
All-time assist leader. All-time assist leader. Salute.
That's the kind of talent we had. I mean, then we had with High Energy, we had guys, Rob Phelps and all. I mean, the talent in Brooklyn, in that era, that golden era, it was untouchable. Untouchable. I mean, really untouchable. There was another kid that was very good that really made I don't know if you remember a kid, Artie Lawyer. I don't know if you know him. Artie? Oh, tough.
I remember Artie.
Artie Lawyer was his last name. Tough.
No, I remember Artie. I remember Artie.
But he had got. He's another one that But I was satisfied with the ones I did get. The ones I did get. Like I said,
we had two Express teams in one tournament.
Oh yeah, and that was
every tournament.
Yeah. That's that. The only thing that cost us in High Energy a lot, because with High Energy, they also had the rule that you had to play a certain amount of games, and they were juggling here and there, and we wouldn't be able to be at full strength, But yeah, that was every tournament. That's why I said, like, when I played up at the Y, and we played the other Express team. Like I told you the story earlier, when they said I was pacing back and forth and mad with the players. I was going up against Coach Will, Coach Jay, and my boy. The only one that was coaching with me was my man Scarecrow. We call him Scarecrow. He coached with me, while all my other coaches coached the other team. But it was good. It was good. But yeah, we played. There was a lot of tournaments that were too deep, two teams in a tournament.
Do you have any regrets for anything that you've done with Midnight Express?
One regret, I guess, is that I wasn't more. I was never able to get, do the sponsorship type thing. That's about the whole. That's about the only thing. We could have been, if we had the money. If I had been blessed with the money, we could have been even bigger. That's about the only thing. But as far as like I had somebody, what was it, about a couple of years ago, they're like, yo, you put a lot of money into the thing. What was it worth it? And I could safely say it was worth it. I don't really have any regrets. No regrets as far as that. Because, love is love. All the players that I was able to touch and that were able to touch me, and it was, a lot of people say you did for them, but you guys did for me too. Y'all gave me a purpose. you know, and I was out there coaching, and I was in my element, you know, and that they all did so much for me. Yes, I put in money, y'all put in time, effort. I mean, you guys ran through walls. I mean, I would say, okay, let's go, and y'all were there for me, you know, and we built
We had to.
that. We
We
built
had
that.
to. How you didn't demand. All you demanded was we show up for games. You demanded that we played hard. You demanded that we understood the game, and that was
You know,
something that was, like you said, running through a brick wall for you was easy because, like I said, you made sure that we were taken care of, no matter where we played. We played in Midwood, Coney Island, Staten Island. No matter where we was at, you made sure we was good, and we all traveled as a family. We talked about this earlier, where you used to have 10 players on the team,
yes, yeah. Sometimes
and
you
you
jump on
and you and
bikes.
you would go, yeah, jump on bikes, and you'd be like, all right, you five go over here at halftime, so you'll be ready for the game. We'll catch you guys later, and
Yeah.
we'll meet up, and then we'll win. And it was funny because I don't know if you remember this. You would go, oh, we'll be late for the game. We'll be down by 20, but we'll be up by 30 by halftime.
That sounds like me. I was a little cocky back then. Well,
Oh no, you didn't play no games, and we only had 5. But you knew what 5 to send.
mm-hmm.
Like you'll go, all right, this game is over at halftime. You 5 go over here. We're probably down by 20 because they was docking us points. And then by the time the game was over, we'll win by 30.
And who did that? You guys. You guys did that. It was
But
easy.
that's what you installed in us. That's what you expected of us.
Oh yeah.
All
Definitely.
your players knew that. That's what you wanted. And we did exactly what you wanted.
I definitely.
Tim, you was on here. Twigs, what's up, baby?
Twigs. They want to know who the best Dixon was. They were trying to blaspheme you, son. Twigs.
Twigs, they want to know, Twigs, what's up? Twigs, they want to say who was better out of the 3.
Yeah.
My other thing with you was, I know you said, when you start, I know somebody asked about dunkers, and is that a guaranteed thing that you want to bring back? But also not just dunkers. There was the life tournament, and I know Shannon is doing that too as well.
Right.
Is that something that we can expect this summer or next summer? Because I want to get everybody that's family involved in what you guys are going to need. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think we can get it done with the family. We have a big Midnight Express family, and it's only right that we show support for what we're doing in our park.
We would appreciate that.
Especially something that's you, especially something that what you are involved with. And we definitely want to do that. So is that something that's going to happen?
Yes, because that honors 2 of our fallen players from the CJ and the Shannon era. My boy Chad and my boy Anson. Okay, those are 2 players that lost their lives, and that's why we call this the CNA for the 2 of them. And then also honors life, because we had the life tournament. My boy Rob Martinez, remember Rob? And we had the life tournament in the park.
Yes,
and we got some good, And Lefferts Park, you got Peterkin and 12 and all those guys doing big things. And we lost William Howard the other day doing big things for the park. And I also want to big up Coach Mariner, Brian Mariner. He was very helpful to us this year.
I don't appreciate B.
Definitely very helpful.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't appreciate B. I'm gonna tell you why, and this is no disrespect. This is funny because Brian took us to. He was coaching at this particular school, and I was at Lefferts at the time. Twigs probably remember that. And we was beating the team so bad. We left the gym. They tried to jump us. We had to run and catch the F train to get back to the crib. Brian ran back. Brian don't even sound right. Mariner ran back into
Brian
the
what?
gym. He ran back into the gym while we was getting chased to the train station. And then I saw him at the school. I said, yo, why you didn't help us? He was like, yo, I got to work here. That's your man.
Wow.
But that's my boy B. I love B. I love B. But I just wanted to tell that story because it was real funny. Twigs probably remember that story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Brian was, he helped out with the tournament a lot.
Stan, what's up, Stan? Thank you for letting me stay at your house for 4 days with no lights.
Yeah, how's things down in Texas? We've been talking about me. How's things with you guys? How's everything?
I just got back into my crib. Today's Friday. I've been gone since Monday. I had no lights, no heat, no everything. We just got back into the house today. My guy Stan, who I stayed with since Monday to today. I just got back into my house. Like it was nothing. Everything was a wrap over here. You know what I'm saying? I just got internet back. So, I'm blessed to be back into the home. And I had my boys with me this weekend. So they was with me all week. They was thugging it out. They Texas boys, but they got Brooklyn in them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we figured it out. We know how to survive. We wasn't gonna let nothing back down. So, we here.
Good. I'm glad. Worried when I heard it.
Yeah, I appreciate you reaching out too, my brother. I definitely appreciate you reaching out.
Not a problem.
Everybody reached out, all my family. My Brooklyn family stays strong. We strong. You see everybody on there, right?
I want to bring up my boy.
Slide them out.
I can't see the.
You can't see the text?
I can't see.
Oh, no.
I can't see the text, but I do see one from Tree. All I can see is your face. I can't see anything else. But
well, you got, like I said, you got bags on here now. Desmond, remember Des, Big Des, Mega Evans. Des was on here.
That's why I got a big ATL. Yeah, that was who brought the little general.
No, Desmond Campbell, not that Desmond.
Campbell. Oh yes, yeah. Okay. Not Desmond Eastman.
Bag said if we do something in Lefferts Park, or Duncan's Delight, Bag said he would sponsor a team. Like I said, we family. We stick together. D'Artagnan is on here. Twigs is on here. We all on here, man. We hey, like I said, Midnight Express is not just one of these temporary teams like some of these guys put together. We're family.
That's our legacy. That we were generations of the family just carrying on.
Twigs, let's do it this summer, Twigs. When you want to do it, let's do the Midnight Express this summer. Let's talk about it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Twigs, I know you ain't in shape. Just because you jumping all that rope don't mean you doing anything, Twigs. What's up? Let's do it. And we ain't talking half court, Twigs.
Twigs ready to play ball?
Twigs said he want to do the COVID-19 rematch. my boy Bags. He said, we owe you, Hal.
Nah, believe me, y'all paid back in full. Y'all paid back in full, baby. Y'all paid back.
Right.
Y'all paid back. Y'all was there. Like I said, y'all gave me just like I gave you guys. And like I said, we Express for life. Always gonna be family. Always gonna have love for you brothers.
Twig said he can't hear me. He had a high school game. Whatever, you hear this message, go back. Whenever you ready, let's do it this summer. Set it up. I'm ready.
You got Twigs?
Yeah, Twigs. Twigs, I'll be out there in ATL in May for my daughter's birthday.
He's down there with Des? They in the same area?
Yeah, he down there with Des. Mm-hmm. What's up with everybody? What's up with everybody going to the bathroom when we do interviews?
That's
We do interviews
yo,
and
it
go to
get
the
old like
bathroom.
me.
What's up with that?
You gotta
Come
make that
on,
walk
man.
every now and then.
Everybody going to the bathroom. What's up with the bladder? You gotta have bladder control, brother. We all going to the bathroom while we on here. What's going on, man? We doing an interview. You ain't even pause. You know, like Drink Champs, they pause. You can say, yo, let me go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. You could have said
Nah,
that
nah,
to me.
nah.
You go to the
We
bathroom.
family. We family. Oh,
That's true.
when you,
That's true.
I'm almost 60 now. I'm getting there, baby. I'm getting there.
Oh
I'm
my
getting
God, you're almost 60.
Not quite. Not quite. No, I'll be 58. I'll be 58 next month. Next month.
45.
58 years old.
Howard, you was coaching me when I was 11.
Yeah, I was what 24 years old then 25. I think I started coaching at about 18 or something like that. About 18. Because remember, even before you, I had players. So I was a young, like I said, I was a young coach. Yeah, I was a young coach at the time, you know.
A tree said that's why you owe those 7-Elevens.
But and then you're talking about you talking about 7-Elevens. All right, Tree, I hear that.
My man Habib.
I believe that alone. You know, it was funny.
Oh,
you know,
my man Carter said you drinking that bum juice. Who was the
that's
better
what
Colin? Who was
that's
the
what I
better?
just
Who was the better Foster? Who was the better Foster?
Oh, who's the better Foster? Yeah, it'd have to be Carlton. Carlton will win that one. But Colin had a lot of Colin didn't know if he wanted to be ball player or if he wanted to beat up everybody. Colin did that temper. But Colin could play some defense. Colin was tough. When Carlton would slack off, Colin was a trooper. He was a warrior. But Carlton
You
was
didn't know if you
probably
wanted to
Carlton
play
was the
D
better.
or get your gun when you deal with Colin. You didn't know which one it was. You didn't know if you want to play D or get your gun when you deal with that dude.
Yeah, that was my boy. But but I always like kids. I always like them kind of guys with a little attitude. But yeah, Carlton was tough. Carlton was probably the better Foster.
So before we close out, do anybody got questions? Any more questions for my boy Howie? Anybody? Please ask away because I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him now. I need to get him while he's here.
I got to pick up my boy Harry too.
Oh yeah,
my boy Harry.
Shout out to Harry.
The coach. Got to pick up my boy Harry.
President Street. Shout out to my peoples on President.
Got to definitely big up my boy Harry. Like I say, I didn't have many people to help me coach, but he was there. He was there for me. You know, Harry. I could call him up. You know, when I couldn't be there, Harry would be there. You know, like I said, Coach Jay, Dave, Harry, my boy Coach Will, who helped me with the Express. You know, there's some others that definitely were there with me that I appreciate. I definitely appreciate.
You had you told me something about your young boys talking about who was the better team and all that. I want to let's clarify that right now. You young boys could not mess with us. Not even on our level. Championships don't matter. We was a team.
I couldn't get to send them the link because by the time I came, that's why it took me a little late. That's why I got on like 7:03. I couldn't get to really send them the link because I know a lot of them wanted to get on. So they're not on to battle. Maybe one day we'll come on when you're speaking to somebody else, and we'll definitely determine that because they said that they're the best. You know,
nowhere near. And I will tell them directly.
I got a kid, Big Baby, Kayvon Lips.
Whatever. I don't care who you got. Big diaper, big whatever. They can't mess with us. Oh my God! Now, Dwayne want to get in here and talk about. I beg to differ. Hey, Arch, you come from us. Take it easy, Dwayne Archibald. You come from us, bro. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Dwayne,
you in the 90s. You part of that 90s crew, bro. You ain't over here. Leave them young boys alone, D. Come on now. Yeah.
What Dwayne about him and Jabo, Jermaine, Mo, Quincy, Frankie, Yummy. That was a
He
hell
said
of
he
a.
would. He said he was a problem for everybody.
And he was.
You had to
And he
get
was.
to that point, though, D. You had to get there.
And he
Your
was.
brother was always going to be here. Stop.
Kenny Arch, the great Kenny Arch.
Yeah, you can tell your young boys I said it. They ain't ready for the smoke. And when we do the
I'm
reunion game, they can play against us. We ready.
All right. We're going. I'm gonna have the. I don't know how I'm gonna divide it up. I think that would be interesting. I have
No matter how you want to do it, how
the
we'll do
guys
it. We'll
before
be
y'all,
there all day.
Carltons, the Scotty P's, those guys. Brian Gap
You
with the
know,
Booby
our era,
McMillan.
me, Tree.
Put you with the Showing Bags, Tim U, Kenny,
Yep.
all that era.
Yep.
Then I throw in the Mo, the Quincy.
Yeah, get them together. Yeah. Get those group together. You see? They're already in third place. They're already in third place.
Then I got the CJ Shannon,
DJ
the bodyguard.
Shannons, yeah.
And then, yeah, I could have a tournament just with Midnight Express, to tell you the truth. And then we got the era with my nephew and those guys, Wayne Turner, Big Baby, all those guys. That's more all stars, the biggest all stars. And then I got my other team that was my son and them, which Coach they had. They went through the city, won about 6 tournaments that summer. Yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, we can. Well, no, it's gonna happen.
And
I want another question came through. Did you study philosophy in school? Because you pushed the right buttons. You pushed the right buttons with us.
Oh, well, because I guess from the streets, and we could relate. I was never I was never the greatest ball player. I played a little ball. I was okay. Me and Cass and all of us. But when you guys came along, the amount of talent that we saw in you guys, oh man, it was exceptional. We were never what you guys were, but we had heart, and we played hard. We played hard, and I played at Medgar, and so forth. But I was on a team with my man Speedy Williams. He used to room with me.
Speedy Williams, legend.
Yeah.
I played with him with the Harlem Wizards.
The Uptown guy. With the Harlem, right. And Speedy, and it's funny, even with the Express, we have a couple Uptown guys because I was the first guy to bring well, I know him as Tate. I don't know if you probably a little younger, so you might not know Tate. Jimmy Tate, white boy from Tate to Skate. Tough. Tate to Skate. Then Timothy Giddens. Timothy, I met him in Carmine and brought him down to play. He came down high energy and played with us. He everybody knows him as Headache. That was Tim. That's his real name is Tim Giddens. Yeah, Tim Giddens. So it was funny watching Rafer and Tim and Biz and all those guys say, "Wow, those kids played. They played with me." But then
Rafe played with us.
You play with the Wizards, huh?
Rafer played with us.
No, Rafer didn't play with us. Rafer didn't play with us. Now Rafer didn't play with us. Rafer didn't play with us. Now they had Rafer, Malloy, Naismith, Future. I don't know if you remember when Future came down into the park. He was playing with I think the Javelin Hawks. They had a great team. That was another good team. Yeah, so
How many NBA players you coached?
Well, Charles,
yes.
What's his name? He was down with me with the Cyclones. Taj Gibson. We had Taj. We had Conrad McCray. Charles. Not Charles. Carl Beckett. He never went pro. He was at St. John's. Eddie could have been a pro, but he didn't come through me. He came through Ice-T. We
I think
had,
Jamal Tinsley rocked with us, right?
and then Mel, yeah, Mel Tinsley. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? There's somebody I'm forgetting too. Who else? I just had my mind on it. Mm, oh well, I had Mashburn for a game. You know, he didn't really come to
Really?
us. He didn't come to it. He didn't. He was a friend of a friend. You know, he played. So I was honored. You know, he. But I remember meeting Mash when this is one of those rare times when Ice-T and Express teamed up. We played up in tournament. It was a Nelson Mandela tournament, and myself and Frank, we represented Brooklyn. We were like the two big teams. We represented Brooklyn. We played against Queens, Aim High, Kenny Smith's brother, Vinny Smith, and we beat them in the first game. It was just a two-game tournament, and Gauchos played Riverside in the final game. That was the big game, and I remember Riverside had a crew, and they were crushing Gauchos, and I was ready to leave. I was leaving, and I can't remember who it was, but they're like, "Yo, coach, we can't go." You know who that is? I see this like, because he was kind of chubbyish. You know, he didn't look tough. He looked softish. He came walking in, 6'8", and he's a smiley guy, comes in, and they're like, yo, that's Mash, bro. We can't go. I was like, him? This guy's gonna make a difference. Yo, it's gonna be a game now. And mind you, all Gauchos had at the time was Orlando Antigua. And he was a good little player. And Riverside had Jerry Ice McCullough, they had Red Autry, they had Kyle Ivan Jones, they had a crew, they were killing. I mean, and he came in, I think he smacked his coach in the head. You know, if you guys had come to my game at halftime with coming late in the big, I would have been upset. But the coach was so glad to see him. He came out in the second half, and that boy put on a show. I was like, oh my goodness, this boy is real. I mean, I remember he was shooting 3-pointers, and I'm like, wow, 6'8", shooting threes like that. And then I said, well, okay, you can shoot 3-pointers, but can you get tough? And no sooner said, he shook, I think it was Red Orchard or one of them, and rose up and threw it down on like 6'10" guys and threw it down on them. And I was really impressed. Really impressed. But
I'm gonna ask you
you
a
know, we see
question.
some good players.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'm not gonna use the bathroom on camera. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. But my son is gonna sit in my place. The battles between Wingate and LP. Can you explain what were the battles like? Like, why was there battles between Wingate and LP? Because I remember our core got done, then Wingate got done. Why was there always a battle between the two?
Yeah. Hey, little guy.
Trey.
I don't know. I guess it was just a rivalry. How you doing? I guess it was just a rivalry between Parks. You know, didn't really get it because get into it. But by the time we came around, LP, we had the players up the hill, and then we went down. Then I moved down to Wingate as far as with the Dunkers Delight tournament. So there was a little, but as far as a rivalry, I didn't get much of a rivalry between them. So how you doing, little man? You're a good little basketball player?
Was my dad really good?
Can you play?
Yes, I can play.
Yeah, your dad was good. He was good. He was good. He was good. He was definitely good. You think you could beat him?
Yeah.
You think you could play better than him?
Uh-huh.
I hear you're pretty good. You're better than him?
Yeah.
No.
I like that. You got the right attitude. I like that. That's the way my players are. We didn't think anybody was better. So you're better than him?
Uh-huh.
So you scored a lot of points? Or you give a lot of assists? Or you do everything?
Points, really? That's mostly what I get. I don't get that much assists.
Oh, you're more scorer? Do you pass? Do you pass the ball?
Yes, I do. I do pass the ball. Yes.
But you score a lot.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. How much points you usually score? About 10?
I would say about maybe 10 to 15, maybe 20 sometimes.
He's
Wow.
being modest. He's being modest.
Really? So you're a scorer, huh? And I hear the team is pretty good.
Yeah, playoff game tomorrow.
So you won a couple championships?
Yeah. Yeah, what?
All right, good.
Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye.
That's
Yeah.
that's my
So he can play.
you know how I teach him how to play all 5 positions. Pretty much how you didn't make me into just a guard. You made me into a post. I had to defend everybody, and I made him defend everybody. He can rebound. He can defend.
Okay, gotcha.
He definitely can shoot. But, you know, he takes games off, you know, because he's like, you know, Dad, these guys should be helping me and stuff like that. And I'm like, listen, we're about you. Get those buckets. You know, I can fix everything else, but I need you to show up. And, you know, the last game he played, he had 26 points. And
okay.
But the problem is it's effortless how, like, he works that hard. Like, he's in here watching watching YouTube videos of point guard stuff.
Oh,
like I'm
okay.
I'm not just saying that. Like, he works hard. Like, my son works hard.
So he puts the work in. That's good.
And you know, and I don't push him. I just want him to be great in whatever he do, the same way you pushed us. You know, you pushed us to be great. And that's what I push him to do. And I said, you know, when I come to watch you play, I come to watch number 3. You know, so hopefully he'll get something out of the deal. You know, if he doesn't, whatever. It don't matter. I don't care. As long as he have fun when he's playing. And he loves what he do.
Yes, fun. That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. But Al, it's been nothing but a pleasure, baby. Love you guys. Love all my Express people.
I know you're ready to go to bed. I ain't gonna hold you. We done.
Friday night, baby. You know, but
you gonna give me that top 10? You gonna give me that top 10?
Top 10? No.
You're not gonna give me that top 10.
When we have a second,
give me 20. Give me 20.
I'm gonna write them down.
Don't order. Just give me 20.
I got too many. 20 just from Leopards Park?
Yes, just Leopards. Just Leopards Park. Just give me 20.
From LP. So that's not counting Conrad, Charles, or none of those. No Booby.
20. So okay, you know what? 20. Hold up. You know 20. What? I just got somebody to say, let's get a part 2.
Let's get a part what?
They want you to do a part 2.
A part 2 with some more questions. All right. Yes, we can do that.
Okay. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get Brian. I'm gonna get Brian on here. I'm gonna get Frank. I'm gonna get Frank. Okay. And I'm gonna get D'Artagnan. And I'm gonna get Kenny Kings. Then we're gonna come back to you for part 2.
Okay. Sounds good. Enough respect to all the guys. And that's what I like. And see, all those guys, those are grassroots coaches. They never, you know, no Riverside, no Gaucho. They gave their all to the different teams. That'd be great. Brian, you know, you gotta, you know, Moose. What about my boy? You got D'Artagnan, you got Diamonds.
Screen.
Yes. Let's not forget FYA.
FYA. They were huge. They were huge in that tournament.
They were big. They were big at one time. You know, because like our main rivals, yeah, they were big. Huge. They were big. You know, and then after there was Starrett was a very big team, and Nisus. But these guys came after.
Alvin said you can't remember because you got that juice in your system.
Who said that?
Galvin, my boy G Golf.
Maybe G?
Yeah, G. But everybody want part two. Everybody want part two. That's what I'm looking at. Everybody want part two.
All right. Just let me know when. I'll be there for you guys. Just let me know when. And you keep it up with the channel, man. It's been really, even though I'm not a softball player, I check in every now and then. And I'll be liking, I can feel the love. I say, wow, that's really nice, that you're giving back to the community, and talking about Kingston Park. And I see, that you want to do a thing on Kingston Park, which should be really nice also, should be really nice. So I just want to big up 8 Ball, Kingston Park, Dunkers, all that, And of course, Midnight Express for life, baby. So y'all take care.
Can you show us the sweater? Because I know you showed us the logo. Show me the logo again, please.
This logo I think this is Coach J had done this one. This was. Let me take it off. Hold on one second.
Frozen. I can't see you. You're frozen. I can't see you. Oh man. Don't get frozen on me. Oh, everybody's telling you to come up with the list for part 2, so I got you. I'm frozen, so I can't see you. Jaden, they see you. Okay, they see you a little bit. They see it a little bit. Tree, can we see it or no?
Do you see it, Alex? With the train exploding through the basketball?
It's kind of rough to see it, but because you're frozen a little bit. But I remember that logo. Okay. Put it up a little bit, Hal. To the right. I'm asking for too much. It looks good, though. Midnight Express, all day, every day. Hal, you done? Or is that it? Or are you frozen? Howie, get back in the box. Hopefully Howie joins back. But I want to give a shout out to all my Midnight Express, Lefferts Park family, Duncan's Delight family. I appreciate everybody that joined in. Please, everybody that's on here right now, go to YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with A60. Please go do that. Share this live video as well. Show us some love, man. We're working hard over here. We're doing good things. We're doing it for the community. That Midnight Express reunion is going to happen. We're going to make that happen. We're going to make that happen. I want to shout out to everybody that tuned in to Chopping It Up with A60. I want to salute all my kings, man. All everybody that's on here, kings. My queens that tuned in, I saw you. Don't think I didn't see you. I saw you. All my queens that's in here, Renee, Miss Barbara, I saw you. Don't think I didn't see you. I want to make sure everybody gets their salute. Twigs, what you say? Bags, you remember when Ken and Sherwin didn't come to Salem game and we used to score more? Bags and Twigs just to make sure to pass me the ball. Everybody pass. Sherwin, Wagwan, he's tuned in. Sherwin, I got to bring my team out to Ohio, family. You're doing good things over there, my brother. Respect and salute to you, King. Everybody that's on here right now, 18 people. I see 18 people. 18 people should be sharing and subscribing to Chopping It Up with A60 on YouTube right now. I need y'all to do that for me. I need y'all to do that for me. Bags. I'm all about family. Midnight Express is always family. I'll never forget where I come from. Never forget where I started. And it all started in LP. Lefferts Park for life. We're gonna do that Midnight Express reunion. Turn it down. We're gonna make sure we do this. We're gonna make sure we make this happen this summer. I know it's COVID, but we're gonna make sure we make it happen. And I'm gonna need all my brothers to show up. I want it to be a block party. I want it to be something special because it deserves to be special. Howie put us all on. Howie did everything for us. If it wasn't for Howie, a lot of us wouldn't be where we are today. And I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for Howie, I would not be coaching. I'm coaching my son the same way he coaches me. He coached me. He coached all of us. He's to this day, he still called me his son. And I will never forget him. Never in any dreams I forget him. So, to all my friends and family, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chopping Up with A60. Please share this video. If anybody can get in contact with Frank from Ice-T, Moose from the Defenders, Nike One Brian, who else we need? I'm missing. D'Artagnan, I need you for an interview. Diamond, when you get a chance, I need an interview. Rest in peace to your son. I'm going to make it about LP because that's my home and that's my family. I'm going to make it about LP. And I don't want to get too emotional because you guys pushed me to be a basketball player, baseball player. You was calling me Bo Jackson. I will never forget that. And I'm coaching now, and I'm coaching with the heart of LP on me all day, every day. So salute to all my kings and queens. So A60 is out. Next week, Tuesday, we got my girl coming on, Renee Washington, going to talk about softball from a woman's perspective. Can't wait to get that. Can't wait to get that. But to all my family, tune in. Yeah. Scotty was there. Scotty was there. Scotty was there. Scotty was older than us, though, Twigs. Scotty was older than us. He didn't play with us. Showing, no doubt, LP forever. No question. No question. Showing you, Kenny, and Bags set the bar. People don't realize that. You guys set the bar, and we tried to follow. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Benny, Dex, set the bar. No doubt. Y'all set the bar. There's nothing to talk about. You guys set the bar. You guys set the bar for us. You know what I'm saying? We'll never forget where we started, where we came from. Bags, legend. Twigs, legend. Sherwin, legend. Kenny, legend. Dwayne, legend. Tree, legend. Benny, all you guys are legends. You guys did it all. And that's just not talk. That's just real talk. Let's keep the facts where the facts are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? My boy Darius, baby Jordan. You didn't rock with Midnight Express. I got nothing but love for you. You family, always been family. And just for the record, I beat you in the dunk contest at Navy Yard. You know that. I got you. So whatever. But I know my man don't want me to do it, but I have to. Because if it wasn't for him, this wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta shout out my boy Tree. If this would have never happened if it wasn't for him. And the fact that we got the relationship that we have, the family, he always opened his doors to me. I would never forget you, Tree. You my dude for life, always, family. Never forget that. Just want you to know that. So, Bert, I still think you're a bad DJ. You know, we ain't gonna talk about that, but you know, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Dex, I remember the green van. I will never forget the green van. You know, I'll never forget that. You know what I'm saying? But that's different. We can go about that all days. I got stories on you guys. So I ain't gonna blackmail nobody, but I got stories on you guys. Facts, Tree. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. You already know. I'm out of here. CYO. I hear somebody say CYO. I ain't gonna get into that. All right. A60, we out. Tune in next week. To all my family and friends, A60 is doing bigger and better things. Bert, I will never forget you throwing me the Nerf football in between calls, Bert. I will never forget that. Never in a million dreams forget that. I didn't never get hit under the call like some people did, but you was the automatic quarterback. You stood there and just threw the ball. You didn't run, you just threw the ball. So I will never forget that. But Midnight Express reunion. Let's do that this summer. Let's plan for it. Come up with a date. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's salute our king, Howie Francis. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with you guys. Showing you said 360 is A60. I got 360 because I do it all year. Yeah, I'm with you. I got you. Showing you doing your things out there too. Get a team together. I'm bringing my 6th grade team to Ohio. Let's do it. We ready for all the smoke. Yo, Tim, I'm coming to Atlanta in May. I'll be there for my daughter's birthday. She want to celebrate her 19th birthday in Atlanta. Coming through. Set it up. No. So, all right, no doubt. That's what I'm talking about. For how, no doubt. All my guys. I love the support, man. Howie, really appreciate that, man. I really love that, man. We all need to show How some love. You know what I'm saying? All right. Enough's enough. A60, Deuce Bigelow. I'm out. Midnight Express for life. Leffers Park for life. Nothing else to be said. A60. Let's roll.